Something that's interesting that one of your slogans at one point, I don't know if it still is, was guaranteed to disappoint. Is guaranteed to disappoint still a slogan?
No, actually the new slogan is, well, there's two or three, but one is Viva la Evolution, and the other one is pleasure is a weapon. We live in an age where it's radical to set up a zone, whether it be a gig or a piece of theatre or this, but to set up a zone where it's safe not to feel intimidated or have to feel cool or hip, where it's okay to just enjoy and relax and feel happiness and fun. That's become radical, and that's kind of sad, but it also gives us a lot of power if we use it. I wanted to ask you about that, because you come from this generation of conceptualists, and obviously you spent your whole life, challenging bourgeois convention. And I was wondering if you think that's harder now than it used to be, or is it easier? Or? It's easier.
I mean, what I mean is surviving in that mode, like as a marginal person. I mean, things are so expensive. Do you know what I mean? I get the feeling. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know.
I don't know where you shop.
I don't know.
I shop down Myrtle Avenue in Ridgewood in Brooklyn, and these shoes were $15, and this top was $10, and the skirt was in a sale, and the tights were cheap. I mean, there's stuff around.
Yeah. I need the
You
address.
could look just like me for $50.
This is okay. I have a.
We could go change in the back now if you want.
I like sure. I know that you're interested in the occult, and I wanted to. Mel Gibson recently said that the war in Iraq was a form of human sacrifice, and do you think, the ruling class is obviously a cult. Do you think that foreign policy is a cult?
I think that that's a great... I didn't know he said that. That's really interesting. Because I felt for a long time that the organized churches have continued blood sacrifice all the way through history. And people just don't notice because it's not called sacrifice in that way. It's called... the sacrifice of the individual for the greater good. Just the same way, the Christian church has continued with blood sacrifice since Christ.
We were talking about the government as an occult, as occultists, and I know that the Queen of England has an astrologer, and of course, the Washington Monument is 555 feet tall, and there's all this. So, do you feel like that their interest in occult is also is the same kind of like trickster, like creating a sense of what reality is for people, based on what they... is it like a war of... it's like a...
Wow, that's a really good question. I do believe that the royal family and the aristocracy in England belong to some kind of black Masonic order. The Queen's uncle is the head of all the Freemasons. And the royal family owns Stonehenge and Glastonbury Tor and all the famous pagan sites, and control who does and doesn't have access. And it was when I did an interview for English television suggesting that the royal family were involved in magical activity that... the show was never aired, and I never went back for a long time.